Good morning, stampers and crafters, and welcome to our Friday live online class. Whether you're watching this live or watching it the replay of it, we are recording this live in front of a live streaming audience. You can be a part of that simply by tuning in Tuesdays and Fridays at noon, or you can catch the replay anytime, day or night, whenever it works for you. I am on Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Today we are going to be making the Never-Ending Infinity card. It is so cool and so easy to make. You are absolutely going to love it. I gave you a little sneak peek of this in the intro just a second ago, but this is the card we're going to be making today. And I've got two examples to show you. This is a card I made, gosh, 8 or 9 years ago, and it was such a hit. Everybody loved it, and I was making birthday party invitations for a friend's daughter, and she loved this card. I said, let's make them. They're so easy to make. So these were birthday. I'm going to show you how to make them for any occasion and how we adapted it to an invitation for a birthday, which is really fun. And because we are live, or because we're filming this live, you may not be watching live, we have prizes. And even if you're not watching live, you're eligible to win some prizes here. I have live prize for those of you who are on here live today, joining us for the actual taping of the video. One of the benefits of being here live is that you get to ask questions, and I can answer them here. I try to get back and answer questions that are left in the comments later. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I miss them. If so, you can always email me at Tami@stampwithtami.com if I miss you. All right, so here's what we got for live prizes. I've got all kinds of cool stuff here. There's 3 that I'm going to give away at the end. A corrugated, this is a brand new folder, the corrugated folder. I've got Bright's designer paper, a 6x6 pack of Bright's designer paper, and a bat punch. Bat punch. Gotta love that. And I have a pack of Dashing. This is Dashing Along Designer Series paper. Can't get this. It was limited edition, very hard to get. You could only get it last month during a special promotion that only a few people were able to get. And I got an extra pack. So this is going to be our early bird drawing today, is this package of Dashing Along paper. And what the early bird drawing is, so I have 3 drawings. The early bird kicks it off, and that's at the 10-minute mark of this video. So, of the live taping of the video. So if you are watching the video live and you've left a comment here, and we're live on Facebook and on YouTube simultaneously in both places, if you've left a comment by the 10-minute mark, you will be eligible to win all the prizes. So I'll be giving that away at the 10-minute mark, and then the other prize patrol that I just shared here will be available at the end. I'll do the drawing for a live drawing for the last 3, and then if you miss those, or if you are not able to catch the live, I have a really awesome after live replay drawing. Usually I do this for the early bird, but I thought I'd mix it up for those of you who have to work and miss the live. And this is the pop-up scrap bin that everybody loves. So there we go. So you can see it. It's a pop-up scrap bin. It folds up flat. They're really awesome to have on the crafting table. They're also awesome to have in your car. Just saying, they're good for multiple occasions. This one I will be drawing the winner of on October 19th. Everybody has a chance to enter, whether you leave a comment on Facebook or on YouTube. And if you share this broadcast from any Facebook or YouTube onto any social media network for your crafting friends to see and share the love, I will enter you a second time. But it's really important that you type the word shared, S-H-A-R-E-D, with a D at the end, into the comments of this original video, not the one that you shared, but the original, so that I know that you shared it, and then I will enter you a second time into this Afterlife pop-up scrap bin drawing, and you'll have 2 chances to win that. All right, and if you're wondering, hey Tammy, how do I know if I won something in the past? Where do I find your prizes? They are so easy to find. First of all, there's a link in every video that says winners and prize claim form. And that's where you also claim your prizes, because you have 2 weeks to claim it. Or just go to stampwithtami.com and click the winners tab. And I have winners there from our past couple of months. Remember, 2 weeks to claim it, or I regift. If you don't claim it after 2 weeks, I regift it again and give it away again. So make sure that you claim your prizes. Make sure that you check there if you're unsure. I do try to put them back in the videos on Facebook. I can tag you on Facebook. YouTube doesn't have that ability yet, so hopefully they will get something like that soon. All right, so that's our prizes, and we're going to pop right into the In the Know section from there. And this is the part of the class where I give you a little scoop on what's happening, both with me on my blog, because I have a blog that I post, stampwithtami.com, and that's Tami with an I, every day. Every day I post crafting projects there, inspiration, and videos twice a week. These how-to videos come up twice a week. Whether you're live or watching a replay, they will be there, along with a resource page for every video class that I have. And that includes measurements for the projects, how to get back to the resource page if you print out a free PDF for each one. So stampwithtami.com is where you will find the information on everything here, and it's also linked in every video. And the big thing right now is the breast cancer fundraiser. This is our 9th annual Stamp Out Breast Cancer. It's a fundraiser we do for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, which is part of the American Cancer Society. It is awesome. And today we happen to be using the Broadway Bound suite on our Never Ending card. Guess what? We're using that same designer paper in our breast cancer cards. And if you make a donation, no matter where you are in the world, we do have a coordinating event, but you don't need to attend it to be part of the fundraiser. If you make a donation to our team, and there's a link in this video to get all this information, you are eligible. You will get a free tutorial. You are entered into our prizes, and this tutorial is just more ideas using the same designer paper that we're using today. So we're sharing that love, and I'll show you the actual cards in a minute just so you can see them when we get down to the table. The other thing that's in the know right now that is hot is World Card Making Day. And the reason why this is hot is because the products that are 10% off in this sale are staples in the crafting industry. There's adhesive, there's things that you're going to want to stock up on. So pop on over there, take advantage of the sale while it's happening. It ends on Sunday. How do you find it? Same way you find everything. Go to stampwithtami.com. Or you can shop right on my blog there, or click the link in this video's description. And it will bring you right to all this information as well. And the resource page has it there too. And one more piece of really cool information is our Stamparatus, which we will be using today. I will be sharing some Stamparatus tips. This is our stamp positioning tool. And there are some new accessories for that have just come out. We can dress it up. We love accessories. One of those things is little grid paper that fits it exactly with lines and measurements on the sides. And I am going to be using this today. So that's new. You can get extra plates, which is great for Christmas time and the holidays because we're making big, lists of big bulk of cards, right? You're doing assembly lines of cards, and the Stamparatus, you need that. When you're making 10 to 100 of the same card, I'll show you how these plates just go boom, 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 and they all come out perfectly when you're doing your assembly line. But say you have 2 card designs happening, and you want to set it all up on the Stamparatus. Well, if you have extra plates, it's like having extra acrylic blocks for your stamps, so you can set up 2 different card designs. I'll show you what I mean by that when we get stamping. So that is what's happening in the know. We have 2 more minutes before our early bird drawing, so you have a couple more minutes to leave some comments here to be entered to win that. And while that is coming along, let's pop down to the table here and let's see what's happening. Just move this out of the way. So this is the card we're going to be making today. I'm so excited about it. I love these. Again, I am bringing back the Never Ending card. It's also called the Infinity card. And the reason why it's called the Never Ending card is because it never ends. It just keeps going and going. It's so fun. This is the card that we're going to make today. We are using the Broadway Bound suite. I'll show you that suite in just a minute. Now, this is really cool. This is an alternate project. It uses the same exact designer paper, which I'll whip out and show you in a second. However, the paper is double-sided. So one side has this black and white and foil design. The other side has this really bright, fun, cheery patterns in it with, it's got lovely lipstick, lemon lime twist. So I did a lemon lime twist base. So this is just a flip side of the paper that I used on the original. And here we go. And this shows you how I adapted it for a birthday party invite. I just switched a panel out with the RSVP information to the party. And guess what? Now it's an invite, and it's the coolest invite on the block, right? Because it's so fun. We had so much fun making these. We actually made 20 of them in probably such short time. It was crazy how quickly it took for that to come together. And I also wanted to show you the breast cancer fundraiser cards that we're doing. So again, you can click on the link in this video's description and if you make a $20 donation to our Making Strides Against Breast Cancer team, it shows you how to do it. And it has a tutorial on how to make these cards, and this is the same exact designer paper. It's the Broadway Bound designer paper that we're using on these cards. And if you are local to Massachusetts, you are also invited with that $20 donation to attend our event for free. All right, so it is time now for our early bird drawing, and then we'll get right in. We'll jump right in from there to the stamping. So let's pop over at 10-minute mark. I am giving away a pack of Dashing Along designer paper right now to one lucky winner who has left a comment here, and then I have 3 more prizes to give away at the end of this video. So the Dashing Along paper goes to, hold on, wait for it. Let's bring it up here. Get you all caught up on what's happening. And now I want to make sure I have the right link here. And here we go. All right, so our first winner of the morning goes to Sandra Jensen. Congratulations, Sandra. She cannot wait to see this card. Sandra, be sure to fill out the prize claim form. You have won the Dashing Along designer paper, limited edition paper. If you are not Sandra, don't fret, because we have 30 more prizes to give away at the end of the live broadcast. And if you're watching the replay, we also have a pop-up scrap in that I'll be drawing on October 19th. So always leave a comment. It's always appreciated. We love to hear from you. I love to hear from you. And if you have questions, if you're watching the live taping of this event and have questions, that's even awesome, because I can answer them for you. And if not, you can type them in the comments and I will do my best to get back and check those. All right, so these are the cards that we're working on right now, the never-ending card. As with every online class that I have here, every how-to video has an accompanying free PDF that goes with it. Now, this free PDF has some bonuses that I'll show you in just a second. Because I had done this card before, I had a template. So I've got all the different flips here. Again, this is a never-ending card, right? So we've got the front, and then we've got flip 1, flip 2, flip 3, and then back to the front. So it just keeps going and going and going. So I have all the flips of both styles of designer paper that I did here. And these are rough measurements, because I found that they were roughly the same in the big blocks. The small blocks, you might need a ruler to measure, because they kind of altered, and I may need to alter my designer paper a little bit. So the main measurements of the base are good, but the other ones are approximates. So you might need to shim them down, and I'll show you what I mean by that. These are the supply lists on that free PDF. Now, I resurrected this from when I originally, so 2010 it looks like I made this card originally, did a how-to video on this card. So I resurrected the template, and I even linked to that if you want to see some of the old, they're all discontinued product, because it was 8 years ago that I had originally done this. But if you want to see some of those designs and see some more of the never-ending card in action, you can. This just shows you everything I'm going to show you right now. The template on how to do it, really easy, with even written instructions. So there's some bonuses here. And in addition to that, there's the pieces here I have to share you how to assemble as well. I have photos of that. So that is a bonus, because I don't normally have all of that in the free PDF. Normally it's the video is the how-to, but because I had that already done up and I thought it would be really helpful, I resurrected it, put it in the free PDF for you to help you when you're remaking this card. You can download this free PDF on the stampwithtami.com blog simply by clicking on the link in this video's description. That brings you directly to the resource page. And if you if you don't see that, not sure where to find it, just go to stampwithtami.com and it's right there, or click video tutorials, or type in never-ending card in the search box of stampwithtami.com. Now, if you have this free PDF, I'm going to show you something really cool. So there's a link back to the resource page on it. So if you're making this later, you can link back to it. In addition to that, this video that we're recording live will also be there, so you can watch this again and again and again. You can just speed up to the parts that you need. And also I'm going to show you, I've got my little smartphone here. If you have an iPhone, and this probably works similar on an Android too, but I don't have one to show. This smart code down here, somebody had asked me this week how this works, so I thought I would show you. You just open up your camera like you're going to take a picture and hold it over that smart, and do you see that just popped up here? It says open that link in Safari, and when you do, it brings you right to the resource page for this class. So that's a quick way to get back. If you have the free PDF, and you're going to make this and you want to come back and watch this video that we're making right now, that's a quick way to do it if you have a smartphone. I'm sure Android has the same thing. If not, there's an app. But iPhones, all you need to do is open up your, and I'm sure the iPad works the same way, open up the camera and just hold it over there. And then that link will pop up and just click it. Okay, so that's that. Now I have to bring the comments back up on the video. Okay, I don't want to miss any. All right, so that is a free PDF. Again, download that on the blog. And let's get started. Okay, let's move everything out of the way. I actually thought I was going to cut the base for you. So usually I have those pre-cut and ready to rock and roll, but today I thought I would actually cut it. So what I've got here is a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 basic black cardstock. And we're going to make the black one today, but, oh, you know, before I get started, let me show you the designer paper so I can show you what I mean by this being the flip side in case you haven't seen it. This is a package of, this is just yummy paper, Broadway Bound. In fact, let's click over and I'll show you the whole suite. I've got the whole suite here. So this is the entire suite of products that we're using today. It's called Broadway Bound. It's in the annual catalog of the Stampin' Up! Big catalog. It's also in my online store. And if you're wondering how to get a catalog, just simply go to stampwithtami.com and click the catalog page and boom, all the information's there. I like to make it easy for you. When you go to stampwithtami.com, everything is there and it's so easy. And if you need any help, just email me. Okay, so this shows the different products that coordinate with this suite. And so the stamps that we'll be using today, there's dies that match it, the pearls, metallic pearls, so cool. We're using those today, and this designer paper. So this is the entire suite put together, and here is that designer paper. Now that little graphic did not do this justice at all. This paper is so cool. So it's double-sided. It's black and white and gold foil on one side. There's 2 of each sheet. So these are the designs. Okay, they're 12 by 12. And here we've got the white with the polka dots. You could use any of these on the card, and it is just so classy. So classy, right? And then we've got the stripes with the gold foil and the candles, which is originally what drew us, was the candles when we were making the birthday cards, because we did start out making a birthday card. Okay, so now if you just flip this, wait for it, over, look it's completely transformed, right? We've got lemon lime twist. I think this is Sahara sand, and whisper white and lovely lipstick and some basic black. So just flipping that over gives you a completely different look. We've got balloons, we've got party hats. So this is just a little look into this Broadway Bound paper. So now you see what I mean when I say these 2 cards used all the same supplies. The only difference was the lemon lime twist cardstock, but I just flipped this designer paper over to get, so here's with the black and white and gold to make one, and then here is with the flip side of the fun, the brights. There we go. All right, so that's what we're going to be using, and that is the difference between the 2. Again, I have photos of those on the stampwithtami.com blog. So now we're going to start cutting. And somewhere I have my paper cutter ready to go. Paper trimmer I thought was very handy with this one. So what I'm going to do is cut this. And again, let me pull out that tutorial so you know where to find this info. Sorry, I threw it on the floor. So you know where to find this info when you go to make it. And it's right here on this page right here. Okay, so we're going to create this right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is have 2 quarters. We need 2 quarters, 2 5.5 by 4 1/4 sheets, which is a half of this basic black cardstock. And then we're going to cut that down in half. So I've got this is all we need for our card base right here. These 2 quarters of that 8.5 by 11. If you can believe that, it is the truth. Okay, so next up, again, the dimensions are here. So I'm going to take the first. I'm going to do panel A. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do this top. This is the top of the card, top panel A and B first. And the first thing we're going to do is score. Now, the reason why I found that this paper trimmer was so easy to use here is because it's got the cutting blade and the scoring blade. So the scores on this one are going to be on the long side at 1 3/8 on either end. So I'm just going to push that into 1 3/8 on either end. So we've got our score. If you can, I don't know if you can see that there. You can probably see it really good when I fold it there. Got the fold, and then I'm going to cut that in half. And that is on the short side. I'm cutting it, so I'm using the cutting blade, and that's 2 1/4, and that is all. I mean, sorry, 2 1/8. 2 1/8. Again, all on that free PDF. Okay, so we've got, this is our top of our card right here. And just so you can see, follow along with that template, this is what we just created right there. Now we're going to do the bottom. All right, so this gets scored on the short side. This is the short side right here, and that's scored at 1 1/16. And again, this paper cutter is beautiful because it has the 16th measurement there, which is that tiny little line right after, directly after the number 1. And we're just going to score, and then we're going to cut that in half on the long side at 2 3/4. Actually, you know what? I'm going to reinforce that fold first before I do that. And then we're going to cut it in half at 2 3/4. Okay, so now we have just created this bottom part of the card. So we've got the top and the bottom. All right. Move that out of the way. So the first thing we're creating here is the base to our infinity card, or never-ending card. So these two are the top panels. These two are the bottom panels. What we need next is a little bit of sticky strip. If you are a fast fuse person, fast fuse also works on this, but you want something strong. Okay. Oh, excellent. Rhonda said she printed off that PDF and she is following along. All right. So... and she's taking her notes. Excellent, Rhonda. That's excellent. I got your little space in there for your notes. So I'm taking the ways, and I love this tear tape so much. It's so easy to use, and you don't even need scissors, right? But it's super strong. You need something a little bit stronger than snail for this particular project because it's going to have moving pieces. And anytime you have something heavy like candy or moving pieces, you want something a little bit stronger than the regular card adhesive. And this is perfect. So I'm just... putting 2 little tabs. Now, the trick to this is you can go up to the halfway mark here, but don't go over the halfway mark. It's really important that you stay to the top halves right there. Okay, so then I'm going to peel off just a protective backing on this. Get those little puppies out of the way. You guys are going to die when you see this. Seriously, it's like magic, you know? You think this is such a complicated card when you see it on all the flips, and you're like, oh my gosh, I could never do something like that. And then you see this. I mean, what have we been working here for? Less than 5 minutes, right? And we are about to have our entire card base made. Here we go. Okay, so adhesive goes on the top and the bottom, and then just kind of line it up as if it were still together. And then we're going to take our top section, see the folds right there, and we're going to line that up and attach it. Okay, so I've got one done there, just so you can see that, and I'm about to attach the other one. And these are in, this is in the free PDF too, which I find very handy. Like Rhonda says, she's already taken her notes on it. Okay, so top goes onto the bottom, exactly as it's laid out. Okay, are you ready for this? All right, I'm going backwards here, but that's it. Well, actually, I don't know that there is a front and a back to it. You can go either way with it. But that's it. That's our base. Can you believe how easy that is to make? Seriously, I cannot get over it. We did 20 of these in such a quick period of time, and we had so much fun doing it. Okay, so next up, you want to decorate your never-ending card base. So we've got that. And we are going to, what I've done now, I did pre-cut the designer paper. And you, like I said, I've got the rough measurements in there for the bigger blocks are about 2 inches across by 2 3/4, but you're probably going to need to trim them down even maybe a little bit more than that. I found each one was a hair different, so I kind of trimmed each one slightly differently. But I think I cut these originals to that shape. And then the little pieces here, they were all miscellaneous. So just once you've made it, you probably just want to use your ruler to do those. Okay, so I've got our paper, and if you cut it just right there, this is the designer paper. I cut it so that it lined up here. That will be our front little section. And now you can go back to your snail and just attach these pieces with snail, because they're not actually the moving pieces. I know, right? Michelle's like, that was really easy, right? You were expecting some majorly complicated thing that you were going to have to think about, right? Nope. So easy. So damn easy. It's just awesome. All right. And then we're going to just line that up there. So we've got our front decorated. And any designer paper will do. And I'd love to see your ideas here with the different designer papers. Okay, so next we're going to, I call these different things screens. All right, so I'm going to create this screen last. We'll go ahead and attach all the designer paper, and then I'm going to show you how to do this one with the Stamparatus. All right, so I've gone ahead and pre-cut these. I just used the ruler to measure out. And I figured I'd just cut them down if I needed to when I was making the video. I love the dots. They're so fun, right? It just goes together so quick and easy. So quick and easy. All right. Coming through the Alexa hunt, Anna. I guess Alexa wants to make the infinity card. She's on this. She's stamping with us today. She said I'm coming through her Alexa. Okay, so this next screen we're going to do the stripes. These gold and the foil stripes. And you see how the back side is this card here. So funny, right? It's just it's such a completely different look if you just flip this Broadway Bound designer paper over. You've got like completely different things you can do with it. You can make birthday cards for one person out of one side and then flip it over. Now see here, I'm going to want to trim that down because that's overhanging the bottom a little bit. So, even though I cut them to kind of that 2 inches by 2 3/4 that I have on there. I did, you know, occasionally if one's overhanging, you are going to want to trim it down a little bit. Even there, that might need to go down a little bit more, but we'll just keep going here. And then our last screen, as I call it, is this one, or our last flip. And then we're going to do the Make-A-Wish. And I want to show you a couple of really neat things about this, the Make-A-Wish section that we're going to go back to. That is the Broadway Bound stamp set that we're using. It's a 2-step stamp set. And you're probably thinking, well, where's the 2 steps, right? What 2 steps do you need for that? All right. So it's going to go, so where are we? Oh my gosh, there we go. Front, right? And then this is the screen we're going to work on right now and make that text. Okay. So I got 2 pieces of Whisper White cardstock, and I have the measurements on the PDF here. Here is the 2 steps. It is the word wish solidly is stamped in black and then embossed with the polka dots over the top. So the polka dots match the paper in gold embossing. Really cool. And you'll see how it goes. This is actually 2 pieces of paper. So let me show you how to do this really easy with the Stamparatus and the new Stamparatus grid paper. So we talked a minute ago about new accessories just came out for the Stamparatus, which I just feel like this is such a must-have, this device for your holiday cards, because you can bang out, you know, all of them and have this all set up, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. So I took a piece of this grid paper. You can buy this now with the accessories that I showed you that just came out. Hold on, I just want to pop that back over so you guys can see, because we have a few more accessories here. You can get extra plates to line up more plates and have a bunch of, you know, different designs all lined up, just like acrylic blocks, right? And the magnets and the grid paper and extra pads. So these are the extra accessories that just came out. These are available in my online store along with this Stamparatus. So what I did was I took these 2 pieces of the Whisper White that are going to become that center screen. I just put them on the grid paper, and then I took a pen, you know, just a regular pen here, and just outlined just lightly around where I had them. And the reason why I did that is so that I can make a whole bunch of these at once. And then I just line these little puppies up in that where I just made that pen mark and just slide the magnet over them, and boom, we are good to go. So the magnets are going to hold them down. Now here's the Broadway Bound. Okay. And it is, I love these. I love the photopolymer because they're clear and we can see right through them. Okay, so we want, you're never too old to make a wish. And all I have to do here is line it up exactly where I want it on the paper, even on that, even though there's, you know, there's going to be a split right in the middle. It's totally fine. So the first portion that we're going to line up here is going to be on black. This is going to be black, this particular, where'd it go? This particular, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. This plate is going to be black, all right? So now I'm just going to put the plate on and pick those up. And I'm just going to slide this over so that you can continue seeing what we're doing. I've got the Memento Black ink here. And actually, you know, I could be doing the front one too at the same time. Got a little front panel, but we'll do that one after. Okay, so Memento Black ink, and then we're just going to pop that in there. And again, we can just pop out these white panels when we're done and keep making a bunch of you. We're making a bunch of these at once. And oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so you see how it missed a piece? Probably my magnet's too close here. See how it missed a piece of that black? Another beautiful thing about the Stamparatus, just ink it back up. It's going to go right back down in the exact same place. So fixed, right? Okay, so next up, I'm going to take a different plate. Okay, so we're going to do the top now. There's a reason why these plates are not permanently attached, and this is why. Because now I can buy extra plates. I can have 4 going at once, double-sided, flip them over, do all this beautiful stuff with them. I love, love, love this tool. Excuse me. I'm taking the polka dotted wish from this, sounds funny, right? The polka dotted wish from this set, and we're going to line that up. I feel like when I move the magnet, that might have moved a hair. There we go. I'm going to line that up right over the top, bring that plate down, and this is where we're going to heat emboss. Okay, but first, before we do, I have this step I call the, if you forget this step, you will regret it, and that is the Emboss Buddy. So before we do any powder embossing, we want to wipe that just over there, get some powder on it, keep the static down. And then we're going to ink up the wish with some Versamark ink. This is a watermarking ink pad. It stays tacky longer than regular ink, and it will be great for when we pour embossing powder over it, because the embossing powder is going to stick right to that. Okay. All right, so now we can take this off of the Stamparatus, and we are going to want some scrap paper. Do I have some handy? Yes. All right, so I'm just going to pour over what we just used the Versamark on. And just pour this right over there. Okay, so that's kind of hard to see. But what we did was we made the little dots gold powder. Part of this 2-step stamp set. Okay. That is such a great idea, Brenda. Actually, somebody had made the comment a little while back about keeping the Embossing Buddy with the with your Versamark so that you never forget that step. I thought that was what she said she did, was she used an elastic to elastic the Embossing Buddy to the Versamark pad. I thought that was genius. So we've got our heat tool here for embossing, and we're just going to heat up. I think my 2 white panels were overlapped a tiny bit, and that's why we're missing a little bit of the eye, but that's all right. We can fix that later with a black Stampin' Right marker if it really bothers you. I think I'm just going to roll with it. That's just the kind of stamper I am. I'll probably put it right back down and re-stamp it if you wanted to, because it's all lined up and ready to go. So you can see how cool, I'll pull that up so you can see the melting of the gold embossing powder. So that's the 2 steps on that one, was stamping. And actually, you know what? That was overlapping. And you know how we can fix that? We can fix that by trimming a hair off of this. Oh, there's always a way to fix everything, right? And probably this is going to need to be trimmed anyway, so I'll just put that right on the paper trimmer. Go right down there. Not even a hair more. And I'll just trim a hair off of the other one so that they're the same. There we go. We'll just trim a little bit off of this one and then they'll be the same. There's always a fix. All right, so these 2 things are going to line up here. Say you're never too old to make a wish. And let's see if I can get them right together. You know what? I'm going to trim a little bit more off of that one so that they match up. So I guess that would be my tip to you, would be to make sure that they're not over, these 2 white panels are not overlapping on the Stamparatus when you go to cut them, so that you don't end up with this. But if you do, here's how to fix it. Okay. Yeah, that's way better. Way better. All right. And it's okay that because there's going to be a gap there anyway, so it's all right that it's where it's at. All right. A little bit of snail attaches that. Bada bang. Bada boom. And then we've got our You're Never Too Old to Make a Wish. Okay. Miriam, you could absolutely do that. She has a great idea. She goes, why wouldn't you just make the whole thing together and then cut it in half? I suppose you totally could do that, right? Probably because it's not the way my brain was thinking when I made this. And because I was thinking I'd need to cut it down. But you certainly could do that and cut it down on either side after, and that would probably make more sense. But either way, it's all good. It all works. All right, so we have our card all together. The only other thing I did, and I'll just show it to you, was I stamped the happy birthday here, and then I punched it out with the classic label punch. And then I just popped these little guys on it, the metallic pearls, which are also part of that suite, that same suite. And that ends up being our never-ending card, right? Yes, it's definitely a wow card. It is definitely a wow card. Okay, so that was the black design. Here is the lemon lime twist. And then in the inside here, instead of the stamping here, we did a party invitation. We made these into a party invitation. So these were printed on the computer on Whisper White cardstock and then attached. And then I also, I didn't have a You're Invited stamp that fit in there. So I printed that off on the computer and punched it out with the classic label punch for the front there. And that is the lemon lime twist. And that's just the flip side of the Broadway Bound designer paper. So that is the 2 different ones and the 2 different card designs. And that is how to make your never-ending card. You can get that off of my blog by clicking on the link in this description, the video's description, on the stampwithtami.com blog. Oh, you guys, thanks for all the hearts. I love it. I love it. Yes, so this definitely is one of my all-time favorites right here. It's hard to portray it in a still photo. You really have to see it go and go and go, because it goes to infinity and beyond, right? Says Buzz Lightyear. This is totally the most awesome, one of the most awesome fun fold cards out there. Okay, so with that means we have reached the end of our online class, which means it is time for our final drawings. I have 3 prizes left. We drew the Dashing Along paper at the beginning. So now I have the corrugated folder for the Big Shot and a package of Bright's designer paper and the Bat Punch. So let's start with that designer paper, the package of Bright's designer paper. If you've left a comment here on this video, you are entered to win. And that winner goes to the Bold Brights. Well, I guess they're just called Brights now. They used to be Bold Brights. That is Michelle Kessler. Congratulations, Michelle. You have just won the Brights designer paper. The corrugated Big Shot Dynamic folder goes to Madeline Barbara. Congratulations to Madeline. And last but not least, our Bat Punch goes to Kelly Jones. Congratulations. So congratulations to all of our winners today. Be sure to fill out the prize claim form. You have 2 weeks to fill that out before I regift. And if you were not one of our lucky live winners, if you're watching this replay after we've filmed the live, and you still have a chance to win if you just leave a comment. And if you share this broadcast onto any social media network from YouTube or Facebook, you will be entered a second time into the prize drawing. Well, thank you all for joining me for the Never Ending Card. Be sure to check out our fundraiser. We also have brand new t-shirts designed this year, and 10% of our t-shirt sales also go to the fundraiser, as well as you get a free tutorial with a $20 donation. And we're using the same Broadway Bound designer series paper that we used on the Never Ending Cards today. All that's available on the stampwithtami.com blog, and you can purchase all these supplies there too. All right, well, thank you for joining me today.